I always had a passion for a game like cricket, and my intent was to try and see how I can be of use to the academies here locally, to kids. And not only cricket, it's also beyond, whether it's wheelchair, basketball, or any sport for that matter. If I can be of any help, I should go the extra mile from a personal level. So that was the objective, and that's how Leap Sports was started. Leap Sports is fundamentally what we try and do is bring players here and do master classes, clinics, leadership talks for some of the corporates. Sharing what you know is also a skill, and that doesn't come that easily. It has to come wholeheartedly, and in that process, we've got some great experiences with Ashwin. He's one of whom I admire a lot, because a player like Ashwin who always keeps thinking, and that's a very hard attribute for anyone to get, and who always thinks about the game, very committed, and like, for example, we're doing a workshop from morning 9 till afternoon noon 12. Many people will probably, some of them would look at the watch and move on, but Ashwin is one player who doesn't look at the watch technically. And at times I've seen him even forgetting to have lunch, and the passion and the commitment he has in the game, and especially when he teaches the kids, is amazing. And I know for over a 2-day masterclass, he would have coached around 90 to 120 kids. He would remember each of the kids' names, and he would call out an improvement area or a strength factor in the player. So something which amazed me. The other humble person, Vidyut, is obviously one of the finest human beings I've ever met. Very soft-spoken, very down-to-earth, but he is one of the best coaches I've seen. And the way he coaches players, because sometimes teaching is hard. Anyone can play the game well, but probably even players who have played the game well may not be good coaches. You can see that, and Vidyut is definitely someone who's an extremely efficient coach. And Balaji is one of the classiest human beings I've met, because someone who's again very humble, and the best part I liked him is when we did a master class along with Sharjah Cricket Association, and with from great guys like Shiva, who's the chief operating officer for Sharjah Cricket Stadium. He's a very good friend of mine, and Shiva even asked me when I met Balaji. The only thing what he told was he wanted to focus on quality. It's not about how many players we coach, but it's about, even if I take 15, I want to do justice to that 15. You don't get to see people talking like that in today's scenario. So, and obviously DK is is one player who knows how to respect people, and for me, I've always watched, I've seen him, I've spoken to him a lot. Someone who's very open, very transparent, very direct. And today he's an icon for fitness, I would say. If you look at the fitness, even at whatever he is today, whatever age, he's class apart from others. There's no doubt in that. And someone who's very passionate about the game. And obviously I'm a big fan of his commentary. So in fact, when I got into one of the academies here, in fact, we wanted to do it like a masterclass, but he ended up talking. And so someone who's diversified, again, as I said, anyone can be a good player, but they cannot be necessarily a good speaker. See, because only when you know the game, when you carry the game in your heart, you can even speak, and I believe in that. So we worked with some very interesting personalities, and Paddy Upton. Paddy is someone whom I really admire as well. I believe The Barefoot Coach, one of his books, is outstanding, and someone whom you can keep talking about many things. I believe he's with the Indian hockey team now. So in fact, I've got all these players, because these people, every player whom I mentioned, every sports personality is beyond money, because they're so passionate about the game, the sport, and they want to do good to the community. So when you do that with wholeheartedly, the rest will automatically fall in place. You just need a channel to do good to people around you and create a positive impact. just because you do something in sports, you stick to that. And you were in a situation precisely during the pandemic. We were all in lockdown. The world itself was getting into a different dimension altogether. We were all weathering our own storms inside our houses, but no one knew what was happening. So the situation was extremely challenging. So some of us were fortunate to have food 3 times a day, but how many of our fellow citizens across the globe did have that privilege? For me, it is like we always put ourselves in other shoes and see what we can do, even from sitting from home. In fact, that's where with Tokyo Tamil Sangam and all the Tamil Sangams across the globe, primarily we did that out of India, majorly because India was also, like any other country, everyone weathering their own storm. But we also tried and we did support wherever we felt people were going through tough situations. So that we also worked with this singer Srinivas, who's a very good family friend of mine, and obviously he started an association for singing, like everywhere. In fact, people were trying to group and trying to do good. So precisely Tokyo Tamil Sangam and all the Tamil Sangams across the globe, where Elite Sports was also, trying to be a part of good cause, to primarily see where all we can try to, you can't fix the whole thing, but at least you can create an impact. Fundamentally, the objective remains the same. And as a mentor, my job is to make sure that the right vision is there, the objectives are still understood correctly, and the way we're looking at a sport is also done in the right manner. So probably the vision is now to step up do more, probably starting in India and trying to see wherever people from humble backgrounds and people who, since some of them you have very good talent out there, which may not have the necessary support. So, and the way we operate is predominantly through networks and contacts, but probably over a period of time we want to just go beyond that. So the philosophy is very simple: start small, scale big. That's where we are. In fact, during the pandemic, the objectives were different, and now we're out of it, and there is a regular routine in people's lives. So we are also adjusting to that external climate